Hello Internet, welcome back to another episode of Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. In the last episode, we left Pewter's Museum of Science for the next destination. Managed to get out of Diglett's Cave after wandering about. Took on Vermilion City Gym Leader Lieutenant Surge's Raichu with Sandslash and won handily. And departed the gym in Vermilion City. And saved in Vermilion City. This time! I mean, we got no business here right now. Back to Cerulean. You know, for once, that preview actually really did just go over most of what we did in the last episode, because, yeah, we went through Diglett's Cave, we got the fossil in Pewter City, we pretty much just explored around Vermilion City. I probably should have given a little bit more of an intro than that, huh? But I feel like it's not even really that necessary with these early videos, just because we're covering so much that, like, as if you know the game, you know what we're doing in any given episode. Anyway, this time we are going to be heading on to Route 9 and going forward to see everything we can do up through our gym battle in Celadon City. See you at the first interesting thing on the way there. On this rock on the northwestern section, there's a hidden ether. I found this in my first attempt at recording this video. It's not in my notes at all that thing is there. Speaking of which, my notes are on the wrong side of my monitor right now, so I can't really even see them. Okay, so I just realized way early on in this route, I jumped down here and picked up a TM and did not say a word about it. So let's go over that real quick. That would have been something I would have noticed if I had my notes on the right side of my monitor. If we go down here, we got Aerial Ace, TM40. This is a 60 power flying type move that never misses and has 20 PP, so you can use it a lot. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't miss. It's not the strongest move in the world, but as flying type moves go, this is the best you can get on a lot of Pokemon. You'll also be surprised on a lot of the Pokemon that can learn this. Margarine and Annabelle can learn this. Chiding can learn it if you need a good flying type move and you're trying to use Farfetch'd. I mean, yeah, it's a good move. I'm considering teaching it to Annabelle, but I'm still not sure if I want to get rid of anything she has at the moment. But definitely something to consider. Dugtrio can also learn it, and Dugtrio is actually a pretty good user of it since it's fast, it has a high attack stat, and like it covers the grass weakness that Dugtrio has. Yeah, consider it. There is a hidden Chesto Berry right here in front of this hiker. That is a berry that wakes a Pokemon up. This can be used in combination with Rest, which basically means Rest is a free full heal, well, full restore on any given turn, as long as your Pokemon is holding a Chesto Berry. Yeah, it's really solid. I would genuinely recommend that. Heading on to Route 10, there is one new encounter here, so let's go over it really quick while I try to catch it. Here he is now. Voltorb is quite good in this game, but you need to be prepared for it to be extremely one-note as usual. Voltorb and its evolution are the fastest Pokemon to get access to both Rain Dance and Thunder. After using Rain Dance, Thunder has a 100% chance of hitting no matter what. Outside of this, Voltorb is best at, as usual, exploding fast and inflicting statuses, but once we get access to Rain Dance, you know what to do. Man, I barely even threw the ball before the bio was done. That is just how it happens sometimes when there is only one Pokemon on a route, I guess. This is going to be your Flash user, though, so welcome to the team just in time, buddy. Down here, there's yet another hidden berry, a Person Berry. We already got one of those before, but if we head through here, I'm going to cut this so I can avoid the trainer right now because I haven't gone into the Pokemon Center yet. Another hidden berry, a Cherry Berry. This heals paralysis. Yeah, lots of hidden berries on these two routes. In this Pokemon Center before Rock Tunnel... Oh, Winter, I've been looking for you. It's me, one of the ever-present aides to Professor Oak. You can tell I'm one of the new ones that was added. Well, the only new one that was added because I have different dialogue from all the other 4. If your Pokedex has complete data on 20 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward from Professor Oak. He entrusted me with this Everstone. So, Winter, let me ask you, have you gathered data on at least 20 kinds of Pokemon? Yes, I have. Great, you've caught our own 31 kinds of Pokemon. Congratulations, here you go. Everstone. Making Pokemon evolve certainly can add to the Pokedex, however, at times you may not want a certain Pokemon to evolve. In that case, give the Everstone to that Pokemon. It will prevent evolution, according to the professor. He literally explained the only thing an Everstone does in this particular game. I've had a lot of comments and like from friends and on videos as well, about things like, for example, static having like an added effect in future generations where electric type Pokemon will appear more frequently if a Pokemon has static. Those weren't added until Pokemon Emerald. And I think a part of it is nobody remembers that these games, like FireRed and LeafGreen, came out before Emerald, so all those effects that were added to abilities and items like the Everstone, that was all not, like, existent yet at this point. But, yeah. Trust me, I sometimes at least know what I'm talking about. At level 28, Margarine is trying to learn Gust. We just got a TM for Aerial Ace. Why would anyone ever do this? That's even on top of Butterfree just having a bad attack stat. What the hell? Heading into Rock Tunnel. Nice splash art. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and teach Voltorb Flash because I apparently didn't do that thing I said I was going to do. What? Heket can learn Flash? How? What are you using to light up the cave? I mean, I guess you can like, I guess it can learn Sunny Day, but that's a different move. I mean, I understand with Margarine a little, because Margarine has, like, weird psychic powers that aren't really explainable, but Ivysaur learning Flash doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, now using Flash. Lights up the cave entirely. This one is a lot grayer than Mount Moon. I actually like the look of Rock Tunnel in this game. There are a couple of new encounters here, so let's go over them now. Machop is a Pokemon you can use. To start with the good, Machop has a very high attack stat on top of Guts, an ability I've already praised in the past. If you manage to inflict Machop with a status effect before a major battle, it can very easily sweep several important boss fights all on its own. It also has enough bulk to allow it to stick around for a pretty long time in any given battle. Now for the less good. Machop's move pool, while definitely deeper than in Red and Blue, still consists of only fighting, normal, ground, and rock type moves. And Fire Blast and Flamethrower, which it's terrible at using. It's also very slow and has to deal with the fighting type's extremely common weaknesses. This results in Machop being a bad matchup for a lot of the Pokemon we'll be going against on our journey. It's not a bad Pokemon, but just be prepared for a very generic fighting type experience if you choose to use it. Onix is awful. It can't evolve until the post-game, meaning it has to deal with the same weaknesses it did in Red, Blue, and Yellow. It doesn't even get to take advantage of Generation 1 partial trapping in this game. The most interesting thing I can say about it is that at level 30 it will learn Dragon Breath, a 60-power Dragon-type move with a chance to paralyze opponents. This could potentially let Onix outspeed some threats if it manages to get the paralysis off, but Onix would first need to survive a turn and get the 30% chance to paralyze. I don't know, there's not much good to say about Onix in a game where Golem and Rhydon are obtainable. Dugtrio too. So I'm trying to stay on top of actually catching everything in, like, each individual area, just so, like, I don't have a moment like I did a couple episodes ago where I just barely was able to get one of the items from one of Oak's aids. But that means I can't use a Repel in Rock Tunnel for a while, so that's gonna be fun. Just like Machop waking up on turn 1 of being asleep. That's fun. See you at the next interesting thing. There's not that much interesting in here. We picked up a Repel towards the entrance, and that is all that has happened in this cave so far. There's some new rocks here. It's a rugged rock, but a Pokemon may be able to smash it. So as was spoiled before, Rock Smash is a move in this game, but probably don't use it. I mean, you can't have it at this point, and you can't use it until you have 8 gym badges, but whatever. At level 20? 29, Ivysaur is learning Sweet Scent. You can use this outside of battle to make wild Pokemon appear, otherwise it just reduces evasiveness, which I guess you can use this against, like, Pokemon like Muck that use Minimize or Double Team, but this move is not good enough to be learned this late. Literally, its main use is making wild Pokemon appear, which you can just walk around in grass or on cave floors for instead. It has better use in Gen 6, but this isn't Gen 6. Down here is an escape rope. It's kind of nice that they're putting some items in here. As far as I remember, in Generation 1, there was literally nothing in Rock Tunnel, so I don't know. I won't complain about being able to find some items. When you're up on a rocky mountain like this, rock slides are a real threat. Could you imagine boulders tumbling down on you? That'd be like, wah! Total terror! You don't seem to be scared. Want to try using Rock Slide? Insane way to introduce yourself, but yeah, there's a new youngster in Rock Tunnel who will teach your Pokemon Rock Slide. Let's at least look at this so I know for sure what this does, because the game lies about what it does in Generation 1. Okay, yeah, it's a 75 accuracy, 90 power move. Other way around. 90 accuracy, 75 power move that has a chance of making the foe flinch. It's fine. I mean, it's technically better than Rock Tomb. But I think I want to keep Rock Tomb on Annabelle, and I'll probably save this move tutor for a later date. For a different Pokemon in the future. Because I think Tauros might be a better use of this. I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to think about it, but yeah, I'm gonna come back for it later. Oh, so you are scared after all. I should not allow him to get into my head. I should not let this kid call me a fucking pussy. Saving it for Tauros. As it grows, the stone portions of its body harden to become similar to black-colored diamonds. What do you mean, the stone portions? Its entire body is stone! I mean, I guess its eyes aren't, probably. But it could just be like a black diamond onyx. That would be cool as hell. That would be cooler than the crystal onyx. I almost missed an item. It's visible from only above this super nerd. Max Ether. That's a good item. Thank God I didn't miss it. Up here, a pearl. A relatively small pearl that sparkles in a pretty silver color. It can be sold cheaply. It's an item that's made specifically to be sold at Pokemarts. But worth picking up. It's just free money. Finally made it to the end. And the sign just tells you it goes back to Cerulean City. I guess you could enter here from Lavender Town, so it's a nice bit of consistency. Route 10, again. Up here, there used to be like a tree here where it was super obvious there was a hidden item. Now there's just a hidden berry, a Nanab berry. A Nanabadiba berry. That's a little bit of a stretch. Can be ground up into a powder as an ingredient for medicine. The Nanab berry doesn't do anything, but you might recognize it if you played Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, because this is one of the 3 berries that are given like a new use in that game for some reason. I don't know if raspberries exist in this generation or not. Went ahead and fought everyone on Route 10, which means welcome to Lavender Town. The hell is this? This isn't scary at all. This just looks like a normal town. Yeah, I mean, this is an obvious downgrade as far as music goes, but hey, we're here. By the way, I saw Cubone's mother trying to escape from Team Rocket. She was killed trying to get away. Team Rocket will do anything for the sake of money. There is no job too dirty, no deed too heinous, no crime too wicked. You know how the Cubone species wear skulls, right? People will pay a lot for one. Yeah, they did not censor Lavender Town at all. They just made the music a lot more boring than it is scary, which, you know, that's fine. Do you believe in ghosts? No. I guess not. That white hand on your shoulder, I'm just imagining it. Fuck you. Fuck you! This town is known as the gravesite of Pokemon. Memorial services are held in Pokemon Tower. Awesome. Let's go into the volunteer house. We can see this uses the same layout as the daycare now, where it has this little, well, not the same layout, but it has this little gate for, like, Pokemon to be kept in, and it just looks a lot more like a place where you would, like, take care of animals. That's odd. Mr. Fuji isn't here. Where'd he go? I don't know. This is really Mr. Fuji's house. He's really kind. He looks after abandoned and orphaned Pokemon. It's so warm. Pokemon are so nice to hug. Grappa! That's not what Psyduck says. Obviously, as always, the name raider is here with the Happy House in Lavender Town. You can use this to change the nicknames of any Pokemon you like, except for traded ones, obviously. Chiding, is it? That is a truly impeccable name. Take good care of Chiding. That's all he'll say if a Pokemon is traded. Yeah, you can use that to change nicknames. Those horrible rockets, they deserve no mercy. That poor Cubone's mother was killed trying to escape from Team Rocket. So yeah, you can actually talk to the Cubone whose mother specifically was killed. Pokemon Let's Go does something a little more interesting with this, where, like, Cubone is actually, like, a pretty important character to this part of the story, but I like that you can at least talk to the Cubone whose mother was killed, even if you can't really, like, do anything to give it closure or anything. I like Cubone a lot. It's one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. Let's head into Pokemon Tower. Nope, that needs to be on screen for a little bit longer. Well, that's as long as it was willing to be on screen. Welcome to Pokemon Tower. I came to pray for my dearly departed Clefairy. I'm awash in tears. Did you come to pay respects? Bless your Pokemon-loving heart, girl. Cool. My Growlithe, why did you die? I am a channeler. There are spirits up to mischief. I sense them high in the tower. Pokemon Tower was erected in the memory of Pokemon that died. Awesome. No, it's not. What the fuck did I just say? That's not awesome, that's sad. Hey, Winter, what brings you here? Is your Pokemon dead? Hey, it's alive. I can at least make him faint. Let's go. Rival Aiden would like to battle. Yeah, we're not saving this until after the 4th gym this time because we were a little overpowered for this fight last time. We already are now, too. He's leading with Pidgeotto, level 25, normal flying type, Keen Eye for the ability, knowing the moves Gust, Sand Attack, Quick Attack, and Whirlwind. Just Rock Tomb right away. It's probably not going to knock out, but yeah, we're lowering its speed, too. And we're already faster than it. How slow is this guy's Pidgeotto? If Annabelle is outspeeding it. I mean, Annabelle's not like 20 speed or anything, but she's not fast at all. Execute. Execute is level 22 or 23, depending on your starter. Grass Psychic type, Chlorophyll for the ability, so its speed will be doubled in sunny weather. Knowing the moves Reflect, Hypnosis, Leech Seed, and Confusion. I'm gonna switch out. No, I'm not. Why would I do that? This thing doesn't have any grass type, like, specifically damage dealing moves. Well, I should switch out, actually, because now I'm asleep and I've had my, accuracy lowered. I should have switched in the first place, but I'm stubborn. and a little bit of a bitch. I'm gonna go for Thief, and honestly, that's it. That should... I mean, it's not gonna one-shot, but... Oh my fucking god. I should have gone for Sleep Powder first, because it's an NPC, so it is never gonna fucking miss with Hypnosis under any circumstances. Hypnosis is 60% accuracy. You'd think it would miss more often. But no, instead it's gonna hit twice in the same battle, because Sleep Clause is fine when you're making it apply to players, but God forbid you make it apply to your NPCs. Margarine, I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up. Thank you. Oh my god. That Execute did more damage to this team than any Execute has ever done before. Annabelle grew to level 30. Awesome. Charmeleon. Charmeleon is level 25, Fire type, Blaze for the ability, knowing the moves Smokescreen, Growl, Ember, and Metal Claw. And I'm gonna go for Sleep Powder right away, and then Dream Eater. I'm feeling a little bold. I'm gonna keep the Bug type in against the Fire type. Especially since Margarine's faster. Why not? That means we get at least one free use of Dream Eater. Doesn't knock out, but that's good damage. And it's still asleep, and we're still faster, so we just knock out with Dream Eater on the next turn. Funny how that works. Dream Eater has a really satisfying animation. Honestly, all draining moves do in Generation 3. I really like how they look, and I feel like I've already talked about this before, but they just look so satisfying to me. Gyarados is level 22 or 23, depending on your starter, water flying type. Intimidate for the ability, which is one of the best abilities in the game. Knowing the moves Thrash and Bite. He's a cheater. It can't learn either of those at level 22. Well, maybe it can learn Bite, but it definitely can't learn Thrash by level 22. Aiden is cheating. He put in the action replay. Hitting the lag switch. Honestly, I don't really have anything that can deal with this thing very well. I mean, just in terms of, like, typing. Like, Grass isn't super effective. It's probably the best I can do, though. I don't think Dream Eater's gonna do very much when it's not Stab. My thinking is at least Razor Leaf is Stab and has a high critical hit rate. So, maybe if we crit on the next turn, then Gyarados will go down early. Also, if you had a different starter, he'll have Growlithe, level 22 or 23, Fire type. Knowing the moves Odor Sleuth, Roar, Ember, and Leer. Ember is the only thing it can deal damage with, which makes Leer irrelevant. Odor Sleuth irrelevant, and Roar, I mean, it can get annoying forcing you to switch, but it's not that bad. Kadabra is level 20, Psychic type, Synchronize for the ability, knowing the moves Teleport, Confusion, Disable, and Kinesis. I'm just gonna hit it with Leech Seed. I'm not really expecting Hiket to be the one to take this out, so... Ooh, Confusion! Yeah, look at that. That coming from a special stat of Kadabra in Gen 3. You can really tell. It's unfortunate, like, how much worse Kadabra is in this generation than it used to be. Like, Kadabra's still great, don't get me wrong. Kadabra is an excellent Pokemon. It does not even need to evolve to be good, but compared to Generation 1, I mean, this thing can't really do anything. Just gonna go dig. Well, Annabelle's asleep, so never mind, I guess. It's gonna keep using Kinesis, which is gonna keep lowering her accuracy, which means even when she wakes up, she's not gonna be able to hit it. But we're at least gaining HP from Leech Seed? Not gaining. We're already at full health, but we're draining HP with Leech Seed, which, you know, works out in the same way. And do we hit? Can any hitters in chat? The answer is no. It's because I started talking like a streamer. Annabelle chose not to hit it. Oh my god! Dude! Calm down! I'm switching her out. Honestly, 2 accuracy drops on top of Dig being a 2-turn move, it is not worth keeping Annabelle in this fight. Yeah, especially when that's only doing that much to Butterfree. What was I doing? I should have just switched to Margarine in the first place. Margarine also has Thief and is faster. I don't know what I was cooking with that battle, but whatever. At least I won. What? You stinker! I took it easy on you, too! Aiden would call me a stinker. That's true. How's your Pokedex coming? I just caught a Cubone. I can't find the bigger Marowak. Where could they be? I bet there aren't any left. Well, I better get going. I've got a lot to accomplish, unlike you. Smell you later. That was just uncalled for. But okay. Even we could not identify the wayward ghosts. A Sylph Scout might be able to unmask them. I can do it myself. Anytime one of them wants to appear. The ghost appeared. That's a Ghastly, you can tell by the cry. But it can't be ID'd, which means we can't really do anything about it. Use Dig. Annabelle's too scared to move.
Get out! Get out!
Yeah, that's an attack. It doesn't really do anything, but it has an animation, which is cool. I never actually showed this in Generation 1. It's like encountering a ghost and not being able to do anything, but yeah, I don't really like the ghost sprite in this game. It's kind of just a Ghastly without the body and like with glowing eyes, which I understand what they're going for because most of these are Ghastly anyway, but I don't know. I don't fully understand why even Cubone appears as a ghost. Like, I don't know. Whatever. You can't even catch Cubone yet. It doesn't make sense. But we'll be back later. We will get Gaster eventually. Heading south onto Silence Bridge, on Route 12 specifically is what the area is actually called, but Silence Bridge is its name. We want to head up here. Talk to her. My Pokemon's ashes are stored in Pokemon Tower. You can have this TM. I don't need it anymore. TM27. TM27 is a move called Return. If you treat your Pokemon good, it will return your love by working its hardest in battle. Return is an incredible move! This is so much better than Swift, which is what she gives you in Generation 1. This attack grows more powerful the more the user likes its trainer. 20 PP, 100 accuracy. You want to know what that means? Return can have a base power as high as 102! That's so good, and we are saving it for Tauros. This is good on pretty much any Pokemon just because of how strong it can get if a Pokemon has max friendship, but it's best used on a normal type because 102 accuracy, like, times, what, 1.5? Not accuracy, but 102 power times 1.5. That's, like, 153. Like, that's just a solid move. Anyway. I do recommend coming down onto Route 12 and fighting all the trainers here because they're around your level at this point, and it's just good experience that you'd be missing out on otherwise. So I'm gonna do just that. The Fishing Fool versus Pokemon Kid 2! Sorry. It wasn't even, like, entirely in all caps this time. I just had to do it. Because that is one of my most, like, memorable line deliveries from Generation 1 to me. I remember it every time I go down this route in any game, just reading it that way. I replayed Let's Go recently, and that was just all that was on my head, even when I fought this guy. And in that game, he just uses entirely proper grammar and punctuation and everything. Down here, we have 2 people here. You want to make sure 2 Pokemon you want to use in battle are ready because... Hey Jess, if we win, I'll marry you. young couple Gia and Jess would like to battle, and they are sending out 2 Pokemon at once. This is our first double battle. Double battles aren't super common in FireRed and LeafGreen, so it's not that important to go into too much detail about them, but essentially, you each send out 2 Pokemon, you have to strategize around, like, the synergy between your Pokemon a bit more than you would otherwise, but otherwise there's really not much to talk about regarding double battles. Some moves, like, behave differently in them, but we don't have access to any of those moves yet. Earthquake is one where, like, Earthquake will hit both the user, or not the user, but your ally and both opposing Pokemon. There's a lot of moves that have effect like that. Surf is one where it will hit both opposing Pokemon but not your ally, which is changed in future generations to include your ally, but yeah. It's important to know what certain moves will target. You have to choose your targets when using your moves carefully, and you'll know what those Pokemon can target by if they flash when you go to choose a move. For example, when I choose Razor Leaf here, you'll see that it's glowing. Nidoran is glowing, which means it's targeting Nidoran. But the fact that I didn't get to choose who to target means that it's going to hit both no matter what. Here, I get to choose a target. I could hit Hiket if I wanted to. I'm not gonna, though. You may be wondering, what the hell is the point of hitting your own ally? Certain Pokemon have abilities like Water Absorb, so if they have Water Absorb, you can target them with a Water-type move and then heal them. There's a lot of strategy that goes into double battles. They're really cool. They're the official competitive format for a reason. But, you know. The Pokemon is sprawled out in a deep, comfortable slumber. True. Sport fishing area. Okay. Oh, Gia, forgive me, my love! Jess, you silly, you ruined this! You kind of both ruined it by having only Nidoran at this point in your lives, but sure. Blame your boyfriend, I guess. He's not even your fiancé because you lost. Haha! I love ruining love. I'm gonna go ahead and sell this pearl because when will I ever use it? There's also the extra nugget we got from a Team Rocket grunt that I'll also sell. We aren't really hurting for money, but whatever. I like selling stuff. I like getting money. We now have access to super repels, which are the most cost-effective of all the repels, so yeah. I'll take your entire stock.
Would you like them gift wrapped?
You may be wondering how many times I can reference this one musical in this video, and I guess we'll see, because I'm still editing it, so yeah. But it's gonna keep happening. You can also buy Great Balls and Super Potions and Revives here, so stock up if you're short on anything. Heading on to Route 8. There's a lot of trainers to fight, and you know there's tall grass at the center of the route, so let's go over the new Pokemon that can appear here. There's 2 of them. Each are version exclusive, but there's 2. So let's not actually go over those yet, because Hiket is evolving! Hiket evolved into Venusaur! Okay, we got Venusaur a little early. I think I'm gonna do what I did in the Generation 1 Let's Play and just wait until, Silphco to go over the starter, like, final evolutions, but I mean, I can't complain about having an early Venusaur. I like Venusaur. Okay. Now let's go over the new encounters, including a new team member. Growlithe is much better now than it was in Generation 1. Not only does it get access to more moves, though admittedly more of its best are through TM or high levels, but it also gets Intimidate as an ability, which is indisputably one of the best abilities in the game. And even if you don't get one with Intimidate, Flash Fire ain't half bad either in single player, since you can force the AI to use a fire move and just switch into Growlithe knowing what's coming. Growlithe gets access to Flame Wheel at level 31, which gives it a somewhat reliable move to use during the wait for level 49, where it finally learns Flamethrower. And since we're coming up on the place where you can buy Firestones, Arcanine. Arcanine is a dick in this game. You wanna know why? You need to choose between two of its best moves. Sure, you can wait to evolve Growlithe until level 49, getting around the need to grind to teach it Flamethrower via TM, but in exchange, Arcanine is locked out of learning Extreme Speed through level up, an 80 power normal type move that will always move first. Granted, there is a move relearner in this game that you can get the move from later on, but the area containing the move relearner is optional until the post-game, meaning many people will end up completely skipping it, locking you into using Arcanine without its best move, or Arcanine without Extreme Speed, which is just an extremely good move for Arcanine to have. Other than that, Arcanine is a stone evolution through and through. It doesn't learn many new moves through TM after evolution, and you definitely want it to at least learn Flame Wheel before evolving. Otherwise, it's just fine, though some of its moves are definitely on the weaker side. Vulpix was changed quite drastically by the special stat split, with most of its special stat going into special defense rather than special attack. This results in Vulpix being able to take special hits extremely well, but being a bit lacking as far as dishing them out goes. To make up for this though, Vulpix learns Flamethrower even earlier than it already did at level 29 and gets some more defensive moves overall. Confuse Ray is still a powerful option, though admittedly less so when we can't get Body Slam to pair it with until post-game. Vulpix also learns Imprison at level 25 to stop opponents from using moves they share with Vulpix, which is easily exploitable in single player, and Grudge at level 37, which fully reduces the PP of whatever move the opponent uses if it knocks out on the following turn. Grudge at level 37 is the only thing you should really wait on before evolving Vulpix into Ninetales. Ninetales has a solid 100 in its speed and special defense, but don't let that fool you. Thanks to Ninetales' ability to use Will-O-Wisp quickly, it can easily cripple any physical attackers that are seeking to take advantage of its low physical stats, then strike back with Flamethrower, Fire Blast, or Overheat to deal reasonable damage in return. Ninetales is very much not your traditional Fire-type Pokemon, but what it does very well. So, I wanted a female Vulpix, and just my luck, the first one that appears is a female Vulpix. I'll take it. And honestly, I don't think we're even gonna have that much trouble catching this thing. I'm just gonna throw a Great Ball and it'll probably work. It's already asleep. I'm not willing to try weakening it, so I'm kind of just trying to work up my own confidence here, but... First ball. Awesome. Cool. When it is born, it has just one snow-white tail. The tail splits from its tip as it grows older. We have never seen a Vulpix with just one snow-white tail. And that is tragic because it sounds adorable. We've seen Vulpix with 6 snow-white tails, which is also adorable, but we've never seen this Vulpix with one snow-white tail. I wish we could. Welcome back to the team, Lamp. As you heard, Vulpix is pretty different in this generation from how it used to be, but I mean, I'm happy to have it. Before I go grab Lamp, there are 3 hidden berries in this grass patch. A Rost Berry, which heals a Pokemon from a freeze. Lumberry, which heals any status condition. Definitely, probably the best berry in this gen. And a Lepa Berry, which restores 10 PP. And again, probably one of the best berries in this generation. This super nerd has a Muck at level 22. That is not legal. Muck, like, Grimer doesn't evolve until, like, level 38. This is terrifying to see this early. Looking through the TMs to see if there's anything I actually want to teach Lamp, like, right off the bat. I don't think Lamp can even learn most of these. Rest is something I'm considering, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Rest is a really good move, and I don't know if I want to, like, commit to teaching it to something this early. This is why I don't like single-use TMs. I think way too hard about what to use them on. Leads to, like, me being almost afraid to experiment at all. Anyway, new trainer class. Twin Power is fantastic, did you know? Twins, Ellie and Anne. We're going to send out Clefairy and Jigglypuff. This is our second double battle. There's a chance that this will be your first, but there's also a pretty good chance that you just skip these two entirely, so whatever. And have Lamp target that Jigglypuff because it's by far the least scary of the... Okay! A rare instance of a Clefairy using Follow Me at an appropriate time, actually. Never mind, I guess Jigglypuff gets to live another day. Although I don't think Ember would actually do that much because Lamp is level 15 and has... Oh, it has Rollout. That's evil! I'm gonna hit that thing with Sleep Powder so Lamp can stay in for another turn at least. And then maybe they both stay asleep one more turn, and then I can use Dream Eater on Clefairy the next turn, and it'll just all work out, and we'll have a happy ending. Sounds good to me. I could Tail Whip, but why would I? Tail Whip hits both for some reason, so that's good. Gonna hit this with Dream Eater, hopefully take it out, and then I'll do the same to Jigglypuff on the next turn. Didn't take it out, of course not. Fairy's still sleeping as Jigglypuff. Yes, thank God. Okay, so new plan. I'm going to use Quick Attack on Clefairy to make sure it dies, and then I'll use Dream Eater on Jigglypuff to also make sure it dies. Clefairy is still alive. It's gonna take a while to get used to Lamp being this pathetic early on. I can already tell. Like, I'm sure Lamp will see some use against the gym leader, but, you know what I'm doing in this video, so the gym battle feels like it's hundreds of hours away. And for all I know, it might be. Good job, Lamp. Taking it out. Alright. But we used our Twin Power. They used Twin Boost. I don't know why I'm saying that. Most of my audience is, like, American and wouldn't even know Inazuma 11 even exists, so... But one day you will. You will know, dear viewer. Level 17, Lamp is learning Will-O-Wisp. This is a very good move. It basically is just a guaranteed burn, but it doesn't do any damage, which is a rarity. There's not really a lot of moves that just burn the opponent. In fact, Will-O-Wisp is the only one. A sinister bluish-white flame is shot at the target to inflict a burn. I will get rid of Tail Whip for that, honestly. I like having Roar. Roar is, like, a shockingly good move, honestly, but... Will-O-Wisp is also useful to have, especially on a Pokemon as tanky as Vulpix. And as defensively frail as Vulpix. It is worth noting, Coughing has Levitate. Coughing is immune to ground-type moves. Do not use ground-type moves on Coughing. I keep falling into this trap because I'm used to Let's Go now because I just beat it again and, like, there's no abilities in that game. And I'm used to Gen 1 because I just made a Let's Play of Gen 1 and there's no abilities in that game. There are abilities in this game. Coughing will fuck you up. Also, this guy's name is Aiden. We're fighting Aiden twice. That also means that the character who I replaced with Professor Oak in the Generation 1 Let's Play was Aiden. I replaced Aiden with Professor Oak. I don't know. It's just weirdly fitting, if you, like, understand what I'm saying, but I've come to realize that sometimes I say things and they make a lot of sense to me, like the way I'm phrasing them, but then they make no sense to the people I'm talking to, which I think is just a normal thing for, like, neurodivergent people, but I don't know. I understand what I'm saying, and that's what matters. I don't know why you people watch my videos. Ow! Meltdown! I remember when Professor Oak said that. That was a classic. Oh, I guess I need help. Underground Path. The department store in Celadon has a great selection. Do you go there very often? I've never been there yet. Similar to the last underground path, there are a ton of recurring items. The list is actually exactly the same, it's just the locations, but I'm not gonna do the thing where I read them all out this time because that was kind of annoying last time. If you want to know where they are, you can look on Bulbapedia, or just mash A as you go through and eventually you'll pick one up. Maybe, but they're recurring items, so there's no guarantee that they'll even be here. Here, there's a Weepear Berry. I don't know what the hell a Weepear Berry is. Can be ground up into a powder as an ingredient for medicine. Great. Welcome to Celadon City, once again. It's been a while. The music here is really good in FireRed and LeafGreen, but first I have to heal. Even though I didn't really take that much damage on the way here because I healed, like, periodically because I was training up Vulpix, but whatever. A Pokefruit awakens sleeping Pokemon, you know that. It does so with a sound that only they can hear. I rode here from Fuchsia. It's an uphill ride on Cycling Road, so I'm exhausted. If I had a bike, I would go to Cycling Road. I do have a bike, but there's a Snorlax in the way. I have future sight, so I know that. Alright, I really like the music here in this gen. Keep out of Team Rocket's way. Yeah, whatever. This is my trusted pal Poliwrath. It evolved from a Poliwhirl when I used a Water Stone. Ribby Ribbit! That's so true, actually, Poliwrath. Heading in here, we want to head in and talk to this old lady. She didn't have anything interesting to say in red and blue, but she does here. You shouldn't spend all your money on drinks. Try this instead. Tea. Key items pocket. Nothing beats thirst like some hot tea. It really is the best. So if we actually look at that, it does have a unique sprite, which you'll rarely ever see. An aromatic tea prepared by an old lady. It will slake even the worst thirst. I am thirsty. The game just reminded me to drink water. In case you went out of your way to buy drinks from a vending machine and they still wouldn't let you into Saffron City, you actually need the tea in this game, not, like, fresh water or anything. They won't take that. They'll only take tea now. They got a lot pickier with time. Game Freak meeting room still has nobody in it. I love that there's just an empty floor to this building. Really worthwhile, guys. You really had to put that there. I agree. Here's Game Freak. Staff room, development room. Yeah, there's a difference. I wrote the story. Isn't Erika cute? I like Misty a lot too. Oh, and Sabrina, I like her. Yeah, I still don't like this guy. I'm the graphic artist. I drew you. True. Me? I'm the programmer. Hi, the programmer. Me? Gongaga. Is that right? I'm the game designer. Filling up your Pokédex is tough, but don't quit. When you finish, come tell me. Okay. Would that be Satoshi Tajiri still? This game was not directed by Satoshi Tajiri. He stopped directing with Ruby and Sapphire. But I doubt that's supposed to be Junichi Masuda. I don't know. There's not even any hidden items or anything on the roof. There's no reason for them to let you up here, but I appreciate it. I also appreciate the completely pure blue sky. No clouds, no nothing. No, not even like a simple gradient. Awesome. What is this guy doing? Ow, I scalded my tongue. This nice old lady in the mansion gave me some tea, but it was boiling hot. Gotta cool it to drink it. Oh yeah, it's Celadon Mansion. It's still not Celadon Condominiums yet, even though it's absolutely not a mansion and is a condominium. But whatever. Are there any hidden berries here or anything? Please make this like little back area make an item. Ether. Okay, I don't think that was there in Generation 1. Cool. Heading in the back way. I am absolutely dreading this climb up these stairs. I know everything! Still tempted to put a sign that says that on my door. Right now, I just have a picture of Meryl Streep hanging on my door, which Not a lie. That's 100% true. I'll put a picture of it on screen if I can get one. There's nothing that I don't know, like I wrote on the blackboard. I know about the world of Pokémon in your Game Boy Advance. Get together with your friends and enjoy trading Pokémon. There's a pamphlet on TMs. There are 50 TMs in all. There are also 7 HMs that can be used repeatedly. Silphco. Thanks, Silphco. Pokemon Lecture, playing with the wireless adapter. Which heading do you want to read? None of these, really. Okay, I need to stop my recording and make sure everything is okay right now. Alright, I'm saving before picking up this Eevee. Much as I am dreading it. Let's pick it up. Eevee. I was really hoping it would just be first try and I wouldn't have to reset for this thing. Let's go over Eevee before I go over shiny hunting and all that garbage. Eevee is nothing special. The main thing I'd recommend is, if you're going to be using setup strategies with whatever you evolve Eevee into, wait until level 36 for Eevee to learn Baton Pass. This move allows Eevee or its evolutions to switch out and transfer any stat changes they may have, say from Acid Armor or Agility, to whatever they're replaced with. Otherwise, just evolve it right away. You can buy all the evolutionary stones Eevee can use in this very city, and Eevee can't even evolve an Umbreon or Espeon in the post-game, so there's no use in waiting for those. Anyways, it's time to shiny hunt! Shiny Pokemon are pretty complicated in Generation 3 in comparison to Generations 1 and 2. A Pokemon's shininess is based on its original trainer's ID and secret ID, a number that you cannot find in-game but which is easily viewable in most save editors, and the Pokemon's personality value, which is also not viewable in-game. Out of 65,535 possible results from the calculation done using these values, a total of 8 will result in a shiny Pokemon. So 8 in 65,535 are odds. But this fraction can be reduced down to 1 in 8,192, the same as in Generation 2, just achieved differently. Unlike in Red, Blue, and Yellow, though, any Pokemon can be shiny, not just static encounters, fishing encounters, and gift Pokemon. There is no way to make shinies more common in Generation 3, in most cases, but there's gonna be more on that later. Much later, like towards the very end of the series, even. Anyway, alright, let's hunt for Eevee. I'm unsure how I'm gonna do this. I'm like recording or streaming or whatever, but no matter what, I'm just gonna sit in a Discord call while doing it eventually. Not right now, not all the time, but this is gonna take a while. Tedious bullshit is easier with friends. Alright, here we go. One of the best tips I can give you for shiny hunting, the B button is your best friend. It lets you skip the preview. Mashing the B button after pressing A to pick up the Eevee allows you to skip the nickname screen. Get used to doing that. Get used to the B button. Why do I even fucking bother? It's never hype, because it's always at, like, the least fucking... Come on! It had to be when you said white moment, so that's absolutely getting in the video now. It's always so lame when I find it. I'm never, like... It's never been like, oh, I've been hunting for 6 months. I've been here. I've been trapped for 17 days. It's always like, oh yeah, it's been about an hour. I've looked for about an hour. Yeah. What the fuck? So, I hunted for about an hour and 5 minutes, probably. And I found it. I am genuinely, like, in utter disbelief. But, yeah. I'm recording the second half of this episode a day later. Because this whole... Finding this so fast was just a shock to the system, kind of. On a shiny Pokemon status screen, you'll see it has the bright blue box around it instead of the purple one, and it has a little star in the corner. That is how you can tell in the case of Pokemon that have bad shinies, where it looks really similar to their normal form. Kind of Pikachu is a good example for that. Modest Nature's really good. But yeah, I mean, hey, that's out of the way. Can't complain about that. We're here in Lavender Town to get Eevee's nickname changed because we know the nickname for this Eevee. Very good phrasing, me. You really know how to Let's Play. This is Yumi. Which means... Yumi has a gender now. Yumi is a boy. But, Lamp, we're gonna say, will still just go by whatever pronouns I'm feeling at the time. That means Yumi is the first male team member. If I had a choice for Tauros, I would make Tauros be female, so Yumi remains the only boy, but unfortunately Tauros is 100% male. Anyway, back to Celadon. Our next destination is the department store, as with last time. It's structured a little bit differently. Service counter, trainer's market, TV game shop, wise man gifts, drugstore, and the vending machines are still all here. Welcome to Celadon Department Store. The board on the right describes the store layout. Yeah, I already knew it, but I'll take that. That's nice. Not taking the elevator, I prefer the stairs. Okay. Hi there, may I help you? So the top, cashier here sells TMs. He will sell TM05 Roar, which forces the opponent's Pokemon to switch out and ends wild encounters immediately. Hyper Beam, we know what this does. It deals a lot of damage but requires the user to recharge the following turn. Unfortunately, since this is Generation 3, that isn't skippable. You have to recharge no matter what on the next turn. Dig, we've already gotten this. Brick Break, we've already gotten this. Secret Power, we've already gotten this, but I never actually went fully into detail about it because I said I had a place later in my notes where I put all the information, and that's here. Secret Power deals damage with a 30% chance of causing a secondary effect, and what effect that is depends on the environment, which I will go over now. If you use it in a building, link battle, or on plain terrain, it causes paralysis. And uses the animation of Strength or Slam, depending on where you use it. If you use it on sand, it lowers accuracy by 1 stage and uses Mudshot's animation. In a cave, it causes flinching and uses Bite's animation. In rock, it causes, like, if you're, like, on rock outside of a cave, I guess, it causes confusion and uses Rock Throw's animation. In tall grass, it inflicts poison and uses Needle Arm's animation. In long grass, it causes sleep and uses Magical Leaves. This isn't going to come up in this game. Long grass is exclusive to Gen 3's, like, original game, so Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Pond water, it lowers the speed by 1 stage. Seawater, it lowers attack by 1 stage. And underwater, it lowers defense by 1 stage. Underwater is never coming up here. You can't dive in this game. Seawater and pond water, I don't entirely know how the game decides on the difference, so do with that what you will. The stat drops are the only thing that change in water, like different types of water. And the animations will be Bubble Beam, Surf, and Waterfall respectively. And the last TM here is Attract, which we already have. I'll go ahead and buy 1 Hyper Beam TM. I doubt I'm ever going to use this because Hyper Beam isn't a great move, but I just like to have, like, all the TMs, at least at one point. Hi there, may I help you? Yes, this guy sells, I think, the same stuff as in Lavender Town. My notes say to talk about Great Balls, Revives, and Super Repels here, but I think we literally just bought all of those things in Lavender Town, so yeah. On to the 3rd floor. If we head down here... Oh, hi! I finally finished Pokémon! Not done yet? How about I teach you a good move? The move I have in mind is Counter. Not like the one I'm leaning on, mind you. Counter. This is a move that can only be learned once. Annabelle can learn it. Annabelle wouldn't be a terrible user of this either. I'm not gonna go for it. I don't really like Counter as a move, but interesting. So the way this works, Counter is a move with negative priority. If the user is hit by a physical move on the turn Counter is used, it will return double that damage to the opponent at the end of the turn. It's a great move if you're able to predict your opponent's moves, which, you know, we're playing single player, so it's incredibly easy to guess your opponent's moves. Still not my favorite. I don't really like negative priority moves, especially ones that require you to take damage before they can take effect. Let's look at some of these games. A sports game. Dad'll like that. An RPG. There's no time for that. True. A fighting game. Looks tough. Puzzle game. Looks addictive. Yeah, that text is there in red and blue, too. It just... I never looked at it, so I figured I would here. Come on, Haunter. I love Haunter. I collect them. Huh? Haunter turned into a different Pokemon while being traded. Alright, my buddy's going to trade me as Kangaskhan for my Haunter. Yeah, that happens. I can't get Haunter yet, though. I don't know how that kid can get Haunter. Where'd he get a Sylph Scope? 4th floor. I'm getting a present for my girlfriend. I am recording this on Valentine's Day, but... you know. I heard something useful. If wild Pokemon appears, you can distract it with a Pokédoll. You can run away while the wild Pokemon is distracted. True. This guy, he sells Pokédolls. Kid there just explained it for me. I don't need to tell you what this does, but it instantly ends a wild encounter. Retromail. I'll buy one so I can show what it does. This is also important for, of all things, this is actually required for arbitrary code execution. Not this specific type of mail, but mail in general. But yeah, a piece of mail featuring a print of 3 cute Pokemon is to be held by a Pokemon. Here's the mail. It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail when it comes to want to whale mail. Firestone, Thunderstone, Waterstone, Leafstone. We're obviously taking a Waterstone here, but how about we go over the evolutions now that we can actually get them? Flareon is still the most unfortunate evolution of the bunch, with the special stat split putting most of its special stat into its special defense rather than its special attack. This means Flareon is middling at best when using moves of its own type, which is not really what you want to see on a Pokemon with an already pretty special-leaning move pool. Even aside from that, the best Fire-type move Flareon is going to get through level up before Flamethrower at level 52 is Fire Spin at level 36. It could get Ember, but unfortunately, since we obtain Eevee at level 25, we can't get it until we have 7 gym badges minimum. Flareon is unfortunately at its best using the few physical attacks it does get access to, and even then there are Pokemon who are far better at using those. Unfortunately, there's just not much good to say about Flareon in this game. Jolteon is still easily the best evolution, at least available in this game. 130 in speed and 110 in special attack is just really hard to beat. Of course, Jolteon isn't going to be taking special attacks quite as well as it used to, and Jolteon is easily crippled by status conditions, especially paralysis, but it's still an incredible Pokemon, and it ultimately got better with age. It obviously has a deeper move pool in Generation 3, and while it still suffers from the same problem in that department as Flareon, not learning Thunder until level 52 and only learning Pin Missile at 36, however, we already got the TM for Shockwave, which is a reasonably powerful move coming from Jolteon, and in the same way that you can grind if you want to teach Flamethrower to Flareon early, you can do the same to teach Jolteon Thunderbolt. Even outside of strong stab attacks though, Jolteon is also an excellent user of Baton Pass from Eevee, being able to paralyze foes, use agility, and then transfer that speed boost to whatever you switch it with. Jolteon's ability Volt Absorb also makes it an excellent Pokemon to switch in if you know your opponent is using an electric type move. Overall, there's just very little bad to say about Jolteon in Generation 1. It's an excellent special sweeper with the ability to set up as well. Vaporeon is extremely good as usual. First, it gets its best water move through an infinite use HM that we're going to be getting relatively soon. Unfortunately, the Ice Beam TM is not easily obtainable in FireRed and LeafGreen like it is in Generation 1, but Vaporeon does learn Aurora Beam at level 36 as a consolation prize if you aren't willing to grind for a TM. Other than this, Vaporeon excels at the usual stalling tactics. It's an excellent user of Substitute, Baton Pass, Acid Armor, Toxic, and Protect, all of which can combine to make a devastating setup Pokemon. Its ability Water Absorb also makes it a phenomenal switch-in if you know your opponent is using a Water-type move. Vaporeon isn't quite the nuclear option that it used to be in Generation 1, but it's still quite good and easily able to hold its own in any given battle. I'm also gonna buy, like, at least 2 of every stone, because that's just useful for filling in the Pokedex, because we kind of just catch a lot of stone evolutions naturally. Let's show mail, too. We want to press give. We'll give it to Lamp, why not? You can basically write a message to whoever you want. I am going to make a drink and get angry. This is a... Don't... Kids, if your parents ever say this, call someone. Oh no. Yeah, the mail message is as shown. That sounds good. Lamp was given the retro mail. And as we can see now, Lamp is just holding this. And if we press the mail button, we can read it. We can see what the actual mail looks like as well. This is meant to be used where you basically trade a Pokemon holding mail to somebody else and then they can read it. It's kind of a useless mechanic, which is why, like, nobody uses it, but yeah. It's funny. You can make some funny messages with it, and that's what really matters. We're gonna go ahead and use a Water Stone on Yumi right away because I have no interest in waiting to evolve him. As much as I really love Eevee's Shiny, I like Vaporeon's more. Look at that shiny! It's so good! Yumi evolved into Vaporeon. I adore shiny Vaporeon, and while we're, like, making Yumi really, really good right off the bat, poor Lamp, we're going to teach him. I gotta get used to him being a him. I'm gonna teach him Water Pulse. I'll teach that over Helping Hand because double battles are so few and far between that why would I ever use that? And that might be all, honestly. I don't really have any moves that he would be particularly good at using. And he'd be good at using Rest, actually. I'll consider it. I'll consider Rest for him, because that isn't a bad move for a Pokemon as bulky as Vaporeon tends to be. Look at that, though. I adore Vaporeon Shiny. It's one of my favorites. It's just so good. Water Absorb is a great ability. I'm really excited to use Yumi in, like, a setting where Vaporeon is kind of just at its best. Even as I said before, it's obviously not like a nuclear option like it used to be right off the bat, because it immediately got, like, Bubble Beam and Ice Beam, but it's still good. Talking to the top clerk here, he sells all these vitamins that we could already get by using Berry Powder. I mean, these are great items, obviously, but don't waste your money on these, even if you have as much as me. I can buy like 15 of these and then I'm out of money. This guy, on the other hand, sells X items. The X attack raises attack by 1 stage. All of these do the same. Until we get to the guard spec. The guard spec prevents stat lowering moves and abilities for 5 turns. So it prevents Intimidate from working, basically. But it also just prevents opponents from using moves like Growl or Screech is a better example, because who's using Growl this late in the game? And Dire Hit raises the critical hit ratio of Pokemon in battle, and it does this by more than you might think. It increases the odds from 1 in 16 to 1 in 4. Both of these items also increase the Pokemon's friendship, so if you're trying to get a friendship evolution, these are the way to go, but also I feel bad for you because there are no friendship evolutions before the post-game in FireRed and LeafGreen. But maybe you're watching this and you're in the post-game, so, you know, something for you to consider. I'm not going to use those. I think X items can get a little bit cheap, but it is something you can do. And we still want to buy at least one of all of these drinks. Also, I'm going to keep trying to buy these drinks. Alright, I'm cutting myself off, but because I didn't get it on any of those attempts, but every vending machine has a 1 in 64 chance that buying from them will give you an extra drink for free, so try it if you want, but it can get really expensive. We've just essentially, like, doubled our supply of super potions, because that's all fresh waters are. They're just cheaper super potion. I should have tried that with lemonade or something. Like, at least that would have been worth it. My sister is a trainer, believe it or not, but she's so immature she drives me nuts. I'm thirsty. I want something to drink. Have a fresh water. Fresh water! Thank you. You can have this for me. TM16. Contains Light Screen. It's a move that weakens the power of special attacks by your foe. Light Screen halves damage dealt by special moves to the entire team for 5 turns. It's a really good move. Soda Pop, thank you. You can have this for me. TM20. TM20 contains Safeguard. It's a move that prevents status problems among your Pokemon. It does exactly what she said. It prevents status conditions for 5 turns for your entire team. And if we give her a lemonade, thank you. You can have this for me. TM33. Reflect. It's Light Screen, but for physical attacks. They were both changed from the way they worked in Generation 1, so they last for 5 turns and go for the entire party, but they aren't quite as strong. I mean, they're still strong, don't get me wrong, but Reflect made it so Chansey could take a fighting type move sometimes, so that had to be changed. Alright. Now, this may seem a bit sudden, but we aren't going to be taking, like, going into the game corner right away, because, honestly, there's already been a lot in this video, and there wouldn't be much in the... Well, I was about to say there wouldn't be much in the next video without it. There would be much in the next video without it, but trust me, there were some very important reasons that went into me deciding this that I just can't think of off the top of my head right now. Okay. Oh, what am I to do? Someone stole our Sylph Scope. The thief came running this way, I'm sure of it, but I lost sight of him. Where'd he go? I can't remember if that guy is even in Red and Blue and Yellow to hint that, like, there's something going on there. What are you staring at? Get lost or I'll punch you. Yeah, this guy still threatens to assault you, so that's great. Chief, we just shipped 2,000 more Pokemon as slot prizes again today. The Slotster's real in the dough big time! Don't touch the poster of the game corner. There's no secret switch behind it. Yeah, that's a normal thing to say to someone. Alright, well, we're gonna ignore Team Rocket's presence for now and just cut down this tree, because it is time to take on the gym. Much faster than I thought, because that damn shiny hunt did not take as long as I was expecting. This gym is great! It's full of strong trainers. Alright, let's head in. This gym is exactly the same. It's just a lot of trainers with pretty weak grass-type Pokemon, and it's going to be a very good experience to get some experience for... It's going to be a very good opportunity, is what I meant to say, to get some experience for Lamp, so... Yeah, I'll cut ahead, because I don't see any of these battles being particularly interesting, and there is no puzzle with this gym other than use Cut, which you need to get into the gym anyway. At level 21, Lamp is learning Confuse Ray. I'm gonna get rid of Roar for this. I like Confuse Ray on Ninetales. I like it marginally less on Vulpix, but hey, Vulpix needs anything it can get. Alright, I finally got to Erika and beat all the trainers in the gym, and... I don't know if I want Margarine to lead. I don't want Lamp leading, because Lamp's gonna get knocked out by her first Pokemon. She has one Pokemon I think Lamp can probably take if I manage to find, like, a chance to pivot into her, but... I will lead with Margarine. This is Margarine's last battle in this Let's Play anyway, as it was with the last one, so... Sure, let's give her a chance here. Hello. Lovely weather, isn't it? It's so pleasant. Oh dear, I must have dozed off. Welcome. My name is Erika. I am the leader of Celadon Gym. I am a student of the art of flower arranging. My Pokemon are solely of the grass type. Oh, I'm sorry, I had no idea that you wished to challenge me. Very well, but I shall not lose. Leader Erika would like to battle, leading with... Any day now, Victory Bell, level 29, Grass Poison type, Chlorophyll for the ability, knowing the moves Stun Spore, Acid, Poison Powder, and Giga Drain. Acid is the only thing that actually scared me about this thing. I'm just gonna put it to sleep with Sleep Powder right away, since it still affects grass types in this generation. And then we're gonna go for Dream Eater. Who would have thought? We're even faster than it. It was meant to be. One shot too. Nice, Margarine. I feel really bad that Margarine is, like, not a permanent team member in this Let's Play, because I genuinely think, like, she's one of the best Pokemon on this team. Sleep Powder and Dream Eater has been such a good combo, and I would love to see what it could do against Koga. And I'm honestly considering keeping her on the team until after Koga because of that. Because we aren't getting Rhine before Koga, we're getting Rhine after. So, you know, I'm considering it. Also, I did find a pivot. Erika apparently has full heals for some reason, but whatever. We have Ember. We can do almost half this thing's HP with one hit. And Ingrain. Okay. Ingrain makes it so a Pokemon is stuck to the ground, so, like, if a Pokemon with Levitate uses it, I guess it could be hit by Earthquake. I don't know if any Pokemon with Levitate can learn Ingrain, but it also makes it so Pokemon can't, like, I don't know, it's confusing. I don't completely remember the way Ingrain works. Essentially, it's just Leech Seed, but it's not draining health, it's just restoring. Yeah, I'm sure the Hyper Potion is going to make a difference there when you literally have not laid a finger on Lamp, or a, like, weird vine tentacle, I guess. I know Lamp has this in the bag because look how much damage we're doing with just Ember, but it would be nice if Tangela was not being annoying about it. I'm honestly not confident Quick Attack can knock out. Quick Attack coming from Lamp has been genuinely really pathetic so far. Well, it's also in yellow now, so there's a 0% chance. And why would I do that anyway if I'm faster? So who cares? Tangela's down. Which, by the way, was level 24 Grass-type Chlorophyll for the ability knowing the moves Poison Powder, Constrict, Ingrain, and Giga Drain. It was such a pathetic Pokemon that what was the point of me even going over it? Vileplume is level 29 Grass Poison type Chlorophyll for the ability knowing the moves Sleep Powder, Acid, Stun Spore, and Giga Drain. It has the almost exact same moveset as Victory Bell, except it has Stun Spore instead of Poison Powder. I'm going to switch back into Margarine, and Margarine will be the one to close out this battle, probably. Assuming Acid doesn't do too much, which of course it didn't. Margarine is Margarine. Has Sleep Powder missed a single time since we've been using Butterfree? I know it's, like, Compound Eyes obviously is increasing the accuracy. It doesn't increase it to 100% though, it only increases it to 97%. I haven't really been paying full attention. I wonder if anyone has. Like, I don't think Sleep Powder has missed one time. Which means Margarine has about the same, like, hit rate as Spore, which means Margarine is objectively better than Parasect. Take that, Parasect Defender! I've seen in my comments before. Margarine is trying... Oh, come on! It's always in her last battle that she tries to learn Psybeam. We'll get rid of confusion. Honestly, I'm probably keeping her around until Koga. It's gonna be a little annoying to have to swap around the party for HMs, but it's fine. You are remarkably strong. I must confer on you the Rainbow Badge. The Rainbow Badge will make Pokemon up to level 50 obey. It also allows Pokemon to use Strength in and out of battle. Please also take this with you. TM19. TM19 contains Giga Drain. Half the damage it inflicts is drained to heal your Pokemon. Wouldn't you agree that it's a wonderful move? It is certainly a move that exists. Let's talk about it.
That sounds great, Tom. Let's talk on the move.
Giga Drain is a 60 base power move with only 5 accuracy. It absorbs half the damage it inflicts to restore the user's HP. It's exactly what it says on the tin. This move gets an insane buff in future generations where its power goes up to 90, I think, and its PP goes up to either 10 or 15. It's kind of pathetic in Generation 3. I definitely wouldn't recommend at least teaching this to Venusaur. I think Razor Leaf is objectively better, and I'd prefer to have Leech Seed over, like, Giga Drain. But there are certain grass types where they don't really get great moves, and this is probably your best option for them. Like, most grass types don't learn Razor Leaf. That's pretty exclusive to, like, starter Pokemon, typically, where, like, Venusaur gets it. Bayleaf gets it, which means Chikorita gets it, but we aren't in Gen 2, so that doesn't apply. It's a okay move, I just wouldn't recommend using it to, like, be your only grass type option if you have the, like, a better option, which Razor Leaf is. Oh, also, somewhere around here, PP Up! Increases the maximum PP of a single move. Don't use that until you're confident a move will be on your final moveset. Alright. Well, I think that's all for today. I'll decide between videos if I want Margarine to stay in the party for Koga. I have reasons to want that and to not want that, because I think Margarine being in the party would kind of take away from Gaster, who's going to be the new team member in the next episode, but I don't know. We already got 2 new Pokemon in this episode, but Yumi isn't really gonna get, like, a big boss fight to shine in until, well, in the next episode she will get one, but he will get one. I gotta get used to that. I'll train myself between videos to get used to Yumi's new pronouns. Anyway, though, with all that done, that is all for today. Next time on Pokemon, FireRed and LeafGreen, I almost said Generation 1. We are going to be heading into the Rocket Game Corner and taking on Team Rocket, and doing a lot of gambling, because come on, you know I'm gonna be doing gambling. See you guys then.